it didn't hit me like the whole California scene until I was there, right? We were there and we were staying in Orange at AIM Expo recently, and I like we drove out of the driveway in the morning, and I looked around and like everybody in the car, I was like, I get it now. Like I get it why everybody in California, the kids in California, ride street. Like it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like there's nowhere else to go. It's a concrete jungle, man.
Yeah,
like,
there's nowhere for them to go at all. I know there's some things in the works that is coming for the e-moto industry and for those kids to get off the street and do it properly.
Right.
And that kind of happened the same thing with motocross. So
yeah, well, same thing with BMX.
BMX, same thing. Look at all the BMX parks that are going up now.
Yeah.
It's only going to be a matter of time until something comes out for e-moto.
Which is crazy because like BMX is like really non-existent. Like it's a niche core crowd of BMXers.
And I feel like it just started blooming again.
Yeah, and like there's all these places.
Yeah.
When I was riding BMX, there was nowhere to ride. We were just getting harassed all the time. And then like 10 years later, skate parks became a thing that like cities finally wrapped their mind around like the liability aspect. And then now we're in a spot where we're just restarting the cycle. You know what I mean? But with the EMR, Glen Helen, how hard was it to get Glen Helen to like be on board with that? I know you're close with them.
Yeah, I am close with them, but it's still a very difficult task to accomplish because it's new to Glen Helen. And you know Glen Helen's reputation is for vets, world championships, all gas e-moto. There's a long history of people that have been going there for, forever, and to bring a e-moto in with all these old school guys, they weren't super ecstatic about it. Right. So, but I think we've made a really good splash now to where they see it, they understand it, and they're working with us.
Right.
And they're the only ones right now that are actually giving us the opportunity to put that platform out for everybody. So I'm very thankful for Glen Helen, what they're doing, and we're doing the best we can to make it even better.
Well, I mean, it seems like every single race gets a little bigger. I haven't.
Yeah, I believe this last round we gained 104 riders, not entries, 104 riders from the previous.
Which is crazy because each one of those comes with how many
double
entries or how many is it a gate fee? Like you got to pay to get in the venue?
So you have to pay the gate fee that goes to Glen Helen.
Yep.
And then you have to pay for the race entry.
Right.
That's two separate situations. Right. But I mean, gaining 104 riders is probably I would say around 150 entries additional to what we already had.
Yeah.
I do believe that this is the biggest race series ever in e-moto. As you know, I've traveled all around and I've seen all the e-moto races that have been going on. By far, this is the biggest one I've ever seen.
Right.
And I actually started this 2.5-3 years ago at Glen Helen.
Right.
Charge Cycle Works got behind me. They helped sponsor it, and we had like 15 people, like I said on the last podcast. I was like, we're doing it. It's here, And now I look back to what we have now, and I truly believe it's here now.
Yeah.
And if the brands don't tap in, they're going to miss out.
Right.
So they really need to tap in and get involved because it's only going to help their brand and manufacturer. And that's what we're here to do, is do brand building and help the industry in a whole.
Right. Well, I mean, I think everything it started at nothing, right? 15 entries. And then now it's every major manufacturer is there right now for the most part, I think.
And I believe Bunnell is doing like a debut on our next race.
Well, they're doing that thing in,
in Florida.
Daytona. And then they're going to do, that'd be a good time for them to release the bike.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that then, bro. Because I think that's like, I have my reservations. I just think any new bike that comes out, like even the Stark when it came out, dude, it was nothing but problems. And I'm not saying it's going to happen with Bonnell. Like they got a lot of super smart people in their corner.
Yeah.
But where do you think, like from your experience, you've been around this, you've probably been doing the e-moto stuff for as long at your level than anybody. Like I don't know anybody else who's been as in depth with each manufacturer, developing the race team, changing swing arms, adjusting suspension, rebuilding bikes from the ground up the second that they get to you. Where do you see Bonnell in the market and like when they come in?
What I have seen as far as like market share and market brand awareness, I see, them going against Stark's level of
manufacturing
and their style marketing and real niche of people.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I see that company going in that aspect is more of a high end, lower, how would you say that? Not like
entry point, like price entry point?
No, not price entry point. It's more or less like they're going after higher end customers, so they're going to have less customers.
Right.
But I have nothing against that. I think that's a good business model, what they're doing, and I think they're going to do really well. I think Matt has probably a really good program going on over there.
Right.
I know Jason came over. Jason's super good guy, and they've leaned into the race series heavily with us.
Good.
And I think they're going to do really well as a brand.
Well, and then that also leads into Dust. Like that should be like a 2026 at some point arrival. And I think that they're actually trying to capture like that level of customer too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to have these three brands now competing for that same customer,
Yeah.
which is only going to make those three brands better at the end of the day. But where do you see Dust as like fitting into that?
I don't know Colin personally like that, so I can't really speak on that behalf.
Right.
I don't really know their business model. I don't have any history, to be very honest with you, on Dust. But it's kind of like with Stark and Benell, it's kind of like that Lamborghini Ferrari situation that happened.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I see
that's a good way to put that.
Right.
And I mean, Dust has to fit somewhere in the middle there, or on one side or the other.
Yeah.
Right? That's the only way that they can do it. I have a theory about Dust.
I mean, at the end of the day, Tork will be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
that's our goal is to
that's
bring
the
that
thing.
in.
Like you have that. That's a whole market that they're not serving. Like the market that you're serving is the market that they're not serving, which I think is good. Like the 7 ace size bikes, like 2026 is going to be the year of the big bike.
Yeah.
That's when it's evident when you go to AIM Expo, right?
Yep.
Everybody's here, and like this is going to be the year of the larger bikes that we've all been waiting for.
Yep.
Like,
And we're giving them a platform through EMR Racing to come out and debut and actually put their bikes to the test and put them against what they can actually do on the track. And the Dust thing, I've been reaching out to them for a while. I'm like, you guys need to come out and put the bike on the track in race conditions. You can't mimic race conditions.
Right.
And that's my philosophy behind Tork is like, if this bike can handle Glen Helen, which is the roughest, baddest track through back-to-back motos, then our bike is good enough to go to a normal consumer that's barely going to touch a quarter of that.
Right.
Right. And that's my philosophy behind this company.
Well, I think so. Segueing now, we have what do we want to call this? I think we dubbed it something last time. I don't want to call it small because there's a whole list of small bikes now, like that are actual small, like the minis. You know, so this would be like that mid-size.
Yeah. So that's the thing is like
where do you see Tork?
Another thing with the race series is that we're trying to get the brands to lean in to create not exact, but a channel to where they have to follow and put, some type of sequence in the industry to where, okay, you're going to make a mini. Okay, what are those mini specs? Those mini specs need to follow what these other manufacturers are doing so we can classify them for these events. Right. It's super hard to create an event when everybody's all over the board with different specs. Right? How do I change, how do I classify something that has a 1412 but has 15 kilowatts or whatever it is, right? And then you have a 1714 that has the same kilowatts. It's not the same wheelbase, not the same platform, and it's really hard to classify. So we're really leaning into the brands to, tighten everything up so we can classify these and create a long-term structure for them.